Okay, so here I'm going to do a bit of a fast food review of something a little unusual, things to do with the Super Bowl that really don't have any significant branding or backing to them. They're just kind of random. This is something at Walmart, like probably something you wouldn't even be able to find if you wanted to, but it's just some random thing you see at Walmart. It's actually really expensive too. It was like $8 for this little thing, right? Just a gimmicky, stupid thing. And of course, it's not even Super Bowl Sunday yet. It's the day before, but whatever. I'll just give this a look. Like, it'd be more fitting if you were actually eating this during. But touchdown stack mix, caramel popcorn pretzels, cheese crackers, toffee peanuts, and milk chocolate candies like M&Ms. So it seems really overpriced for $8, but let's give it a look. We're reviewing something so obscure that by the time you see this, it wouldn't even be available, or even period. It might just be this one that happened to have it, or I don't know. It seems kind of dumb, right? Like $8 for that is crazy. You could get the same thing in this sort of form. So this is something I already had the other day. This can kind of show, even this is like a much better value comparison, but yeah, $4 versus $8. But yeah, this has the rolled gold pretzels, which I hate those. I love like bread pretzels, but I hate the ones that are like this hard, like the Snyder's kind or whatever, the hard pretzels. Doritos, Cheetos, and Sun Chips, which I do like. So that's kind of fitting for the, it doesn't even really say it on there, right, that this is like to do with it, like, oh, it's made for the Super Bowl, but it seems like a pretty fitting kind of thing, right, for that. So, I mean, that I already had. I just kind of wanted to show that the other day. I already got one of those, but, and they're all things that you would have in normal consumption anyway, but right, like, it's just interesting to show that. It seems like a pretty good value thing. The only thing, in fact, in there that I don't like is the pretzels, which it feels like with a lot of those variety boxes of chips, like, there'll always be one that's an odd one out that nobody likes or that I don't like, like the ranch or something, right? I'll have like 5 different kinds, and then I'll have one that I just never eat at all, sour cream, onion, or something, which maybe you could say that's just my preference, but I feel like they almost do that on purpose, right? They'll throw in one that you don't really want. So the main focus, though, here is this. And again, it just seems really dumb, but let me take a look. So the design of the box and everything is cool, right? Kind of eye-catching, but for $8, that's kind of crazy. Like, if you were to equate the value of, like, you could get these same exact things in bigger form. You get a whole big thing of Cheez-Its and a whole big thing of popcorn, right, for probably, like, again, like this thing represents. This has, 4 different things. It's like $4. This quantity seems comparable. Maybe this is a little bigger portion than what I think, because it's, and it, of course, has the pretzels I also don't like in there. So what are the chances both of these have those? Like, who actually likes these? The hard pretzels. Like, they're so shitty. Right, like, you gotta have actual breaded, normal, which I understand in this form is hard to do, but so you have Cheez-Its, M&Ms, again, all things that you can get each of these for $1 in the same quantity and combine it yourself. It's not very inspired. It's not like there's something in here that's really unique. Maybe the popcorn. Not that there aren't things like that, but maybe the specific one is different. This is like, drop shipping in food context. Like, oh, you're just combining a bunch of shit that individually would not be worth as much, but because you just put it together, now you could chart, you mark it up. It's like what they accuse that one retro snap thing of doing. They just take some RG whatever, it's like some established thing that allows you to emulate old stuff, and they just load it with a bunch of stuff, and now they upcharge by like 10 times or 5 times or something, right? So the value proposition for $8 is not the best, but combination is okay. We can wash it down here with a little root beer. I don't know why I felt like just showing this off, but it just seems so stupid. Like, why would anybody actually buy this? But I had to do it as a public service. Like, it's stupid. It has those pretzels that I don't like, which on the subjective level maybe you could say, okay, that's not really a criticism, it's just something I don't like, but... Or even that is in the... Oh, that's actually kind of cool. Even that is in football form, though. Now, what is even this? This is like part of the popcorn kernel, kind of? That's not listed on there as a separate thing, so that must just be part of popcorn, pretzels, oh no, maybe that's the toffee peanut. So those two things are maybe at least a little bit unique, the popcorn and the toffee thing, but again, M&Ms and Cheez-Its are not exactly very novel. It's a nice little gimmick. There might be a bit more in there than I gave it credit for, if you actually look like towards the bottom, but it's basically underwhelming. If it was like $4, $5, I could accept it, but for $8, I'm gonna have to give it a pretty low score of like a 2, or it gets 1 point, saves it from being a 1 out of 5, only because of, again, the novelty of the presentation. Even the pretzels, I did appreciate that they're shaped like that. But other than that, it's all ordinary stuff that you can get normally. Not a bad combination, but nothing special, too expensive. Maybe the toffee peanut is a little bit unique, and the popcorn, whatever. But, and then this thing I'll give like a 3 out of 5, which again I already had. It's a pretty good combination. Again, the pretzels always kind of ruin it. These hard pretzels have to ruin everything. But yeah, it's a good combination. Cheetos, Doritos, and the Sun Chips, all good. Right, very cool idea. I feel like they should have more of these kind of things. You know, you normally get those big packs with like individual bags of different things mixed together, but to have them all in the same bag, that's actually quite a interesting idea and good timing for the Super Bowl. Whether it was actually meant for that or not, I don't know. I guess I just assumed that's why they're doing it, but I've never actually seen that before. Like, if it's something you would think they'd roll out every year, but yeah, it doesn't actually say anything about that on there, so maybe it's just a permanent thing, and maybe it's just a coincidence of timing. Yeah, this is a good idea. Be interesting to see more things that actually do that. And imagine they start doing that with soda, like the half and half that people do at fast food places. Right, you'll mix. That's actually a revolutionary idea. Like half Mountain Dew, half some 7-Up or whatever people would do. Yeah, this is an overpriced, unbranded, shitty Walmart thing, right, where they just put a bunch of random shit together. And that is, obviously a good idea. So that this is the 3. So if you had to choose one of these, and obviously this will probably be easier to find too, right? This would be a much better idea. Because yeah, I mean, that's really what it works for. Like, somebody's gonna like there'll be something in there for everyone, except for the pretzels just go to waste, but some clown probably likes that too.